Let's talk about investment fact of the week.
Okay, write this one down. Now we are in a critical time. The S&P dumps from May to October every midterm election. So I need you to brace for what's about to come. In 2002, the market dropped 31%. In 2006, it dropped 4.6%. 2010, 6.3%. 2014, 4.8%. 2018, 5.15%. In 2022, it fell 18.9%. I don't think that this midterm election will be any different. I think we should be down anywhere from 6 to maybe 9%. It is also an amazing chance to be able to get into some of the best companies and best ETFs and indexes in the world and hold for the long term. I just put a stat in Telegram for Stock Club. The third founder of Apple, Ronald Wayne, sold out of his position for $800 profit. If he had held through to the day, he would be worth $456 billion. The power of a long-term hold. So even though you may be afraid of what's to happen in the midterm elections in regards to the market, the real trade, the real investment is to be able to hold for long periods of time and get multiple 1,000% return gains out of the market. Do not let them trick you out of your spot. It's going to be an amazing time to be able to buy into some of the best companies, and you'll be fine if you hold for a 5 to 10 year period.
Big fact. Big fact. Yeah, I think obviously the long-term view is important, but in the interim, a lot of people who have just started trading, maybe they've been in for a year, they haven't been through cycles. And so when we talk about midterm, we just want to make sure that everybody's aware that this is a midterm year, right? This is the second year of a president. So there's a lot of things can change. And why you look at the midterms, because policy change can happen depending on who wins elections, right? And so it's important. So we're about to enter a new month. I think next Monday is June 1st, if I'm not mistaken. So here's some historical facts, right? So June is historically the worst month for all three of the major averages during midterm election years. All right, that's according to Stock Traders Almanac. If you don't have the Stock Traders Almanac,
please, it's one of the best investments
Yeah, it's $40. It just renews every year. So every year I have a new one. So this is right from there. So the S&P has lost about 2% on average in the past, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average and NASDAQ Composite have slid 1.9. So about each one of the indexes has slid 2% during midterm Junes. So by comparison, right, so the S&P has gained, I think, 3 times in the past 10 years in the month of June during that since 1950. So you want to just keep that in mind when we talk about having reserves and we talk about having a long-term vision that June could potentially be volatile. Now,
it'll be rough.
This is historic data, right? Does that mean that it's a guarantee that will happen? No, but you just want to understand where we have been to understand kind of how we look at this. So just be mindful of that going into June.
Yeah, June will be rough. I think August, right before we get to Invest Fest, will be rough. That last week of August will be rough, and I think after that, we'll start to be okay. But these are great times to buy some of the best companies on earth. And if you are new, this may be your first storm that you're going to face. Do not sell out of your positions. I'm begging you. If you're holding long term, do not sell out of anything.